Stop everything right now. Just freeze this moment in time where you are. Whatever you are about to do next, let it wait. Something is happening right now in this very second that you almost missed. Something that has been trying to reach you through all the noise, through all the chaos, through all the endless scrolling that numbs your heart instead of healing it. Do you feel it? That slight tremor in your chest, that quiet knowing that whispered stop when your thumb was about to swipe past this, that was not coincidence. That was divine intervention breaking through the algorithm of your desperation to find you exactly when you needed to be found. There is something sacred about this month, something that shifts in the atmosphere when December arrives that most people rush right past because they are too busy decorating the outside of their lives to notice what is crying out from the inside. This is the month when heaven leans closer to earth, when the veil between impossible and miracle grows thinner, when the same power that spoke light into darkness 2,000 years ago is searching for hearts humble enough, broken enough, desperate enough to receive what religion cannot give and money cannot buy. Pure, unfiltered, supernatural intervention into the mess you have been trying to fix by yourself for far too long. Right now, as your eyes move across these words, there are millions of people scrolling, searching, aching for something to change. But out of those millions, only a specific number were marked before time began to arrive at this exact message at this exact moment. Not the ones who have it all figured out. Not the ones whose lives look perfect in photographs. The marked ones are the ones whose smile has become a mask they are too tired to take off. The ones who have cried more tears in car rides home than anyone watching their life from the outside could ever imagine. The ones who have whispered into the dark silence of 3 a.m., asking if anyone up there even sees them anymore, if anyone cares that they are drowning in plain sight while everyone around them just keeps asking them for more. You were marked. Before your mother knew your name, before your first breath filled your lungs, before the first disappointment carved its scar across your heart, there was a moment in eternity where the creator of everything looked at this exact second you are living right now and said, "They will need me then. Make sure they find this. Make sure they stop. Make sure they know I have never stopped fighting for them, even when they stopped fighting for themselves." If you can feel your throat tightening right now, if tears are starting to build behind your eyes, if something inside your chest is breaking and mending at the same time, do not run from it. That is not weakness. That is recognition. That is your spirit remembering what your mind has forgotten, that you were never meant to carry this alone, that the weight crushing your shoulders was never yours to bear in the first place, that every single morning you forced yourself out of bed despite wanting to stay hidden under the covers forever. You were not surviving by your own strength. You were being carried by a love so relentless it would not let you go even when you let go of everything else. Let me tell you what I know about you without ever meeting you, without knowing your name, without seeing your face. You have become an expert at functioning while falling apart. You have mastered the art of showing up when everything inside you is shutting down. You smile when people ask how you are doing because the truth is too heavy to put into words, and most people are not really asking anyway, they are just being polite. You have learned to celebrate everyone else's victories, while your own dreams have been shoved into a drawer you do not open anymore because looking at them hurts too much. You have given and given and given. From a well that ran dry so long ago you are now scraping at mud and calling it water, trying to convince yourself that this is just what life looks like for people like you. People like you. The strong ones. The reliable ones. The ones who hold everyone else together while quietly dissolving inside. You have become the person everyone calls when they need something. But when you need something, you have learned not to call anyone because you already know how it feels to reach out and grab nothing but air. You have stopped talking about your pain because the last few times you tried, people either minimized it, compared it to their own, or gave you surface-level advice that showed they were not really listening. So now you just nod along, say you are fine, and save your breaking for private moments where no one has to witness how much you are hurting. But here is what you do not know. Every single one of those private moments, every tear you cried in the shower so no one would hear, every scream you swallowed so no one would ask questions, every night you laid in bed staring at the ceiling wondering how much longer you can keep pretending, you were not alone. There was a presence in that room with you, closer than your own breath, catching every tear before it hit the pillow, listening to every unspoken prayer your heart was too tired to form into words. And that presence has been moving pieces on a board you cannot see, closing doors that would have destroyed you, holding back disasters that were aimed at your destruction, and arranging something so specific, so perfectly timed, so completely tailored to what you need right now, that when it arrives, you will not be able to credit luck, or coincidence, or good timing. You will only be able to fall to your knees and whisper, "You were there the whole time. You never left. Even when I could not feel you, you were fighting for me." This month carries an anointing that the other 11 do not hold. I am not talking about the commercialized version you see in stores. the one that makes you feel like you are not enough if you cannot afford the perfect gifts or create the picture-perfect moments. I am talking about the ancient, unshakable, reality-altering power that was released into the atmosphere the moment divinity wrapped itself in human flesh and entered a broken world to fix what we could never fix ourselves. That power does not need your bank account to be full. It does not require you to have your life together. It does not wait for you to be worthy, because if it waited for worthiness, none of us would ever qualify. It specializes in meeting people at the absolute end of themselves and whispering, "Now watch what I can do with your nothing." The enemy knows this. He knows that if you truly grasp what is available to you right now, if you stop striving and start receiving, if you let go of control and step into surrender, everything he has spent years building against you will collapse in days. So he has been running an operation specifically designed for this season of your life. Not next year, not 5 years ago. Right now, he has assigned distractions that look important but lead nowhere. Emergencies that are not really emergencies but steal your peace like they are. Relationships that drain you but guilt you into staying. Obligations that make you feel needed while slowly erasing who you actually are underneath all the performing. His goal is simple: keep you so busy that you do not have time to be still. Keep you so tired that you do not have energy to pray. Keep you so distracted that you miss the divine appointments being set up in your path. Keep you so numb that you scroll past the very word that was sent to resurrect the dream you buried. He does not need you to curse God. He just needs you to be too exhausted to seek him, too overwhelmed to hear him, too defeated to believe him anymore. If he can keep you in that state, he wins by default, because you will disqualify yourself from the blessings that already have your name on them. But something shifted 72 hours ago. I need you to hear this carefully, because most people will read right past it and miss the significance. 72 hours before you found this message, a legal transaction took place in the courts of heaven. The assignment against your peace, the one that has made rest feel impossible and anxiety feel normal, its authorization was revoked. The spirits that have been whispering you are too far gone, you have missed too much time, you are not strong enough to recover, they were served an eviction notice. The access they had to your thought life, to your emotions, to your sleep, to your hope, that access just expired. And Michael, the archangel who stands in the presence of the Most High, the same warrior who threw the accuser out of heaven and did not lose, he has been assigned to your case, not to observe, to execute. Right now, even as you read this, he is dismantling traps you are about to walk into next week. He is rerouting traffic that was designed to delay your arrival to something important. He is reassigning angels to guard what you are about to receive, because the closer you get to breakthrough, the more aggressive the attacks become. He is standing between you and the voices that have been lying to you for so long you started believing them as truth. And he is clearing a path that looked completely blocked, moving obstacles that looked permanent, opening doors you stopped knocking on because you thought the answer would always be no. You are going to see this with your own eyes within the next 9 days. I am not being vague. I am being specific, because God is not abstract. He is detailed. He is intentional. He is personal. And he wants you to know beyond any doubt that what is about to happen in your life is not random. It is orchestrated. Here is what to watch for. Write this down if you need to, because when it happens, I need you to recognize it as confirmation that everything you are reading right now is true. Within the next 4 days, you are going to wake up one morning and something will be different. You will not be able to name it at first. The alarm will sound the same. The room will look the same. But something inside you will have shifted. The dread that usually greets you before your feet even touch the floor, that heavy weight that makes you want to pull the covers back over your head and hide from the day, it will be lighter. Maybe not gone completely yet, but noticeably lighter. Like you have been carrying a backpack full of stones and someone removed half of them while you slept. Do not dismiss this. Do not talk yourself out of what you feel. That is your first sign that the spiritual atmosphere around your life is changing. Sometime in the next week, you are going to receive time you did not plan for. A meeting will cancel. An obligation will fall through. Something you thought you had to do will resolve itself without your involvement. And your first instinct will be to fill that empty space immediately, because you have been conditioned to believe that rest is laziness and empty time is wasted time. Do not fill it. I need you to hear me on this. Do not fill it. That space is not an accident. It is an invitation. It is God creating room in your life for something that cannot fit into your current chaos. Sit in that space. Be still in it. Let it feel uncomfortable if it needs to. You are learning a new rhythm, and new rhythms always feel awkward before they feel natural. Someone from your past is going to reach out. Not someone you talk to regularly, someone you have not heard from in a long time, maybe years. Their message is going to seem random. I was thinking about you. You crossed my mind. I felt like I should check in. but pay attention to what they say. Hidden inside their words will be something you desperately needed to hear. A reminder of who you were before life got so heavy. A memory of a dream you used to have before you convinced yourself it was foolish. A perspective you lost when you got buried under everyone else's expectations. That is not coincidence. That is a divine setup. That person has no idea they are being used as a messenger, but their obedience to reach out is part of your restoration. And you are going to dream. Not the usual fragmented, anxious dreams where you are running but never arriving, working but never finishing, searching but never finding. A dream so vivid and so clear and so saturated with peace that you are going to wake up and lie there for a moment trying to hold on to it before it fades. In that dream, you might see water so still it looks like glass, or a door you have never seen before but somehow know is meant for you, or light, so much light that it does not hurt your eyes, it heals something in your chest you did not even know was wounded. Write it down the second you wake up, every detail you can remember. That dream is a blueprint. It is showing you what is coming. It is preparing your spirit to receive what your mind still thinks is impossible. Now let me tell you what is going to try to stop this. Because the moment you got to this part of the message, the moment something in you said, yes, I receive this, I believe this, I am ready for this, a countdown started. And the enemy has 72 hours to try to pull you back into the old pattern before the new one becomes permanent. He is predictable. He uses the same tactics on everyone because they work on most people. Here is what is coming so you are not caught off guard. An urgency is going to hit. Something that feels like it absolutely cannot wait. A crisis that demands your immediate attention. A problem that only you can solve. An opportunity that will disappear if you do not act right now, and it is going to feel legitimate. It is going to look important, but it is bait. It is designed to pull you out of the rest you just stepped into and back into the anxiety you just got freed from. When it comes, and it will come, pause, take a breath. Ask yourself, is this truly urgent, or does it just feel urgent because I am used to operating in panic mode? 9 times out of 10, it can wait. And that one time it cannot, you will have clarity to handle it from peace instead of reacting from fear. Someone is going to criticize your new boundaries. You are going to say no to something you would have said yes to before, and someone is not going to like it. They are going to make you feel selfish, unreliable, different in a bad way. They are going to remind you of all the times you showed up before and question why you are suddenly unavailable now. And guilt is going to rise up in your chest and whisper, maybe they are right. Maybe I am being selfish. Maybe I should just go back to the way things were. That voice is not wisdom. It is bondage trying to reclaim you. People who benefited from your lack of boundaries will always be upset when you establish them. Their discomfort is not your responsibility. Your peace is. You are going to feel guilty about resting. The hours you protect are going to feel wasteful. You are going to be tempted to justify the stillness by doing something productive during it. Do not. Sit in the discomfort of rest until rest stops feeling uncomfortable. You are unlearning years of conditioning that told you your worth is tied to your output. That lie will not go quietly. It will fight to keep you enslaved. But every single time you choose rest over hustle, every time you choose peace over productivity, every time you choose being overdoing, you are breaking a chain. And one day soon you are going to wake up and realize the guilt is gone. And in its place is a freedom you forgot existed. Let me tell you about Rebecca. She lives 3 states away from you, works a job that drains her, raises kids who need her, and was 72 hours away from a complete breakdown when she found a message just like this one 11 months ago. She was sitting in her car in a parking lot, hands shaking, wondering if she could make it through one more day of faking normal. She read the words, she felt the pull, she did the thing that felt crazy. She protected rest like it was sacred. She closed the doors that needed closing even though people got upset. She said no even though guilt screamed at her. Within 1 week, her body remembered how to sleep through the night. Within 2 weeks, her kids said, "Mom, you seem happier." Within 30 days, her husband looked at her over dinner and said, "I feel like I got my wife back." Within 90 days, an opportunity she never saw coming opened up, one that paid more for fewer hours and actually aligned with the gifts she had buried under obligation. She called me last month crying so hard I could barely understand her. When she finally caught her breath, she said, "I did not know life could feel like this. I thought peace was for other people. I thought rest was something I would get to someday when everything finally slowed down. I did not know I could choose it right in the middle of the chaos. I did not know that saying no to everyone else could mean saying yes to myself. I did not know God was waiting for me to stop running so he could finally reach me." Your story is being written right now, not next year, right now. This moment, this decision, this choice to keep reading instead of scrolling past, This is the hinge everything else swings on. You can close this and go back to what you were doing. You can let this become another moment where you felt something but did nothing. You can wait for a better time, a less busy season, a moment when you have margin to actually implement change. But we both know that moment never comes. There will always be one more thing, one more emergency, one more person who needs you, one more reason to delay your healing for another day. Or you can recognize this for what it actually is, a divine interruption, a holy disruption, a moment where eternity breaks into time and offers you a choice: keep running or come home, keep pretending or start healing, keep surviving or start living. The door is open. It has been open for longer than you realize. I've been standing here watching you run past it every single day, calling your name, waiting for you to be exhausted enough, desperate enough, broken enough to finally stop and turn around. You do not need to have it all figured out. You do not need to be strong enough. You just need to be willing enough to whisper, "I cannot do this anymore. I need help. I am ready to try it your way." The moment those words leave your heart, everything changes. Not because you finally got strong enough to earn it, because you finally got weak enough to receive it. God does not need your strength. He is looking for your surrender. He does not need you to clean yourself up first. He specializes in meeting people in the mess and doing what only He can do, creating beauty from ashes, joy from mourning, hope from despair. But He will not force His way in. He stands at the door and knocks. He whispers your name into the chaos. He sends messages like this one to find you where you are. But the choice to open, the choice to answer, the choice to let Him in, that is yours. If you are ready, if something in you is saying yes, even though your mind is listing all the reasons to stay guarded, I need you to do something right now. Comment the word Amen, or if there is a specific prayer your heart has been crying out, a dream you buried, a miracle you stopped believing for, write it down, not because I need to see it, because your soul needs to declare it. There is power in the visible confession of an invisible faith. When you type those words, you are not just commenting. You are answering a call that has been ringing for longer than you know. You are saying yes to a conversation that could change everything about tomorrow. Now listen carefully, because this part is important. I need you to share this message with 11 people. Not 10, not 12, 11. I know that feels specific and maybe even random, but nothing in the kingdom is random. 11 represents transition. It is the number between the completeness of 12 and the foundation of 10. It is the in-between space where you are no longer what you were, but not yet what you are becoming. Those 11 people, you already know who they are. When you think of their name, you will feel a gentle tug, a quiet knowing, a sense of yes, them. Do not second guess it. Do not edit it. Send it exactly as it is. Your obedience becomes their lifeline. They are drowning in the same exhaustion you just got pulled out of. They need to know they are not crazy. They need to know they are not alone. They need to know that rest is not rebellion, it is obedience. And if you have not already, I need you to subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications. Not for me, for you, because this conversation is not ending here. There is more revelation coming, more truth that will set you free, more invitations to step into the life you were created for instead of the one you settled for. When you subscribe, you are saying, I am ready to learn a different way. I am ready to stop running. I am ready to come home to myself. One more thing before I release you back into your day. If you have been blessed by this message, if something inside you shifted, if hope you thought was dead just took a breath, there is a link in the description for a small coffee donation. I want to be clear, this is not required. This is not a transaction where you pay for the blessing. The blessing is already yours. But if your heart feels led, if you want to sow into this work, every single dollar goes to feeding children who do not have enough, children who go to bed hungry, children who need someone to see them the same way you just needed to be seen. When you give, it goes out in your name, not mine, yours. So when that child eats, heaven records it as your obedience, as your overflow, as proof that when you get filled, you do not hoard it, you pour it out. Let me pray this over you before you go. May the rest you have been running from finally catch you. May your body remember how to sleep deeply and wake peacefully. May the anxiety that greets you every morning be replaced with a stillness that says you are held. May the people who drain you suddenly lose access to your energy. May boundaries you have been too afraid to set suddenly feel natural and right. May guilt lose its grip on your decisions. May you rediscover who you are underneath all the expectations you have been carrying. May your children see a version of you they have not met yet, one that laughs easily and plays freely. May your spouse fall in love all over again with the person you become when you are not buried under stress. May your friendships deepen because you finally have space to nurture them. May work become an offering instead of an obligation. May creativity flow again because your mind is not consumed with worry. May this month, this sacred season, become the turning point you look back on years from now and say, that is when everything changed. That is when I stopped running and started living. That is when I discovered that the life I was chasing was waiting for me in the stillness I kept avoiding. You are not too far gone. You have not wasted too much time. You are not too broken to be restored. You are right on time for the miracle that has your name on it. The same power that spoke galaxies into existence, that parted seas and collapsed walls and rolled away stones, that power is not intimidated by your impossibility. It is activated by it. So stop trying to fix what only God can heal. Stop carrying what only He can lift. Stop running from the rest that is calling you home. The door is still open. I am still here, and I am not going anywhere. Amen.